Starting standing up. Okay. So let's just start with a nice big circling of the arms. Keep the knees soft as we stretch up. Arms across the body. Maybe give yourself a little bit of a hug on the way. Elbows up to the ceiling. Lift those front ribs right out of the pelvis. Dropping the head back. And then open the arms wide. Remember, we were talking about the tops of the shoulder blades joining together, the mid-shoulder blades, and then the lower shoulder blades. Let's bend the knees, chin to chest, and hold the backs of the knees to stretch the back of the body. Let's do that again. Opening the arms out wide, in across the body. A little bit of a hip sway here. And then open the arms wide up to the ceiling. Open the chest wide, feeling that connection between the shoulder blades. Last time as we roll down, chin to chest, a little bit of a hold around the backs of the knees just to give us that leverage to release out more stress down the back of the body. And then rebuild the spine for the base up, head last to come up, roll the shoulders back and down. Lateral flexion of the spine, so let's keep the legs wide. We'll start small, squeeze the glutes. You're standing against the wall. It's a nice plumb line, and we're gliding the body to one side. Pause, add on another thigh stretch by sending the hips in the opposite direction. Glutes, core, and up to the center. And to the other side. Nice yummy stretch, opening for the side of the body. The head can hang on one side, so we also get that stress release to the side of the neck. Glutes, core, rebuild the spine. It's the same or increase this with the weight on the waist, the core muscles by holding the head in the hands. Nice deep breath in. So you're really focusing on expanding the ribs wide, breathing into those top lungs. Squeeze the glutes, use your core, stand up, other side, shoulders stay back and down. Glutes stay strong, so we keep a nice and neutral position for those hip flexors. Breathing deeply in and out of the nose. Try to think about lengthening here. Glutes, core, press into the floor up. Same again, or arms overhead. Shoulders back and down, squeeze the glutes, gliding to one side. Reach and lengthen into those fingers. Try to keep the hips square to the front. Grip the floor with the feet, particularly across the balls of the feet. Squeeze the glutes, use your core, back up to standing, other side, up and over, lengthen, find space along the spine, reaching active fingers, really spread the palms, balls of the feet, glutes, core, stand up. Last time, option to lower that lower arm. Deep breath in here, stretch the arms till they're parallel, back to the front, and last time to the other side. Deep breath in, lengthen up and over. Extend, parallel arms, reach the side wall, return the lower arm, and then roll up. A small, gentle rotation for the spine, to the head and shoulders. And we can start to take that movement down the spine as we lift that back heel, no straining the knee. Breathe deeply in and out of the nose. And then we're going to go back to that plumb line. It's always nice to go back to the basics now and then, so in case bad habits are set in. So squeeze the glutes, tilt the pelvis, my feet are hip distance apart. Shoulders back and down. Now we're going to start by holding the ribs in the hands so that as we breathe in, we'll feel the ribs expand. So breathe in deeply, try to keep the shoulders back and down. Feel that expansion into the ribs and a slight lift out of the pelvis. As you breathe out, stay long and tall, top of the head to the ceiling, but press the balls of the feet into the floor, chins tucked, squeeze the glutes, and use the out breath to lengthen through the lower spine. So keep going with that really active breath, shoulders back and down, chin tucked. Breathe in, feel the ribs expand in all directions and lift. Top of the head gets close to the ceiling. Hold, retain the breath, squeeze the glutes, spread the weight across the balls of the feet and use the breath out, not to collapse in the spine, but to tilt the pelvis and find extra length in the lower spine. So we'll stay here until everyone has grown an extra inch. Kidding. Let's have another 2 of these. Just good practice to make that more of an active in-breath and feel that expansion all the way, 3D expansion of the ribs, and using that for traction, for length, distance between the ribs and the hips, which will start to collapse from sitting down for long periods of time. The out breath is then gaining length in the lower spine without collapsing through the shoulders. So let's keep that same active breath, but with the arms by the side of the body, and we'll be adding on the arms. So squeeze the glutes. Breathe in, feeling that expansion in all directions of the ribs, chest wide open. Breathe in, keep the shoulders back, active arms, lift, pause, squeeze the glutes, and use the out breath to lower the arms and find length in the lower back. So the breath in, we lift. You can turn the palms to face upwards then if that's more comfortable for the shoulders. We do want to keep the shoulders down. It's the spine lengthening up. And breath out. More length. Squeeze the glutes. Active feet, active legs, active hands. Once more like this, and we'll add lifting the heels. So breathing in, feeling that lift, space, 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 lift, retain that length, and then as you breathe out, shoulders back and down, more length through the lower spine. This time, let's peel the heels off. So breathing in, lifting, ribs from pelvis, lift the arms, squeeze the glutes and rise up. Feel the weight spread across the balls of the feet. Try not to roll out to the little toe. Press down and together through the balls of the feet. And then lower down, getting that pelvic tilt, neutral spine. Once more like that. Breathing in, shoulders back and down. Lengthening, we're breathing in. Rising up through the heels, but also finding more and more gaps, length, spaces in the ribs. And breathing out. The next time we'll be adding on a chair pose. So breathe in, squeeze the glutes, hips come forwards, a nice neutral position for the hip flexors, chins back. Feel this corset muscle holding you for that balance, but also the ribs lifting out to the pelvis. Inner thighs strong, shoulders back and down, top of the head to the ceiling. And then we're coming down to a chair with airplane arms. So shoulders back and down, arms by the side of the body, knees tracking over the toes, long spine. So we're still looking for more length in the lower spine. Triceps switch on here. Now feel the balls of the feet press down. So you can even lift the toes, spread the toes. Find that tone in the core and lift up. Last time like that. Heels up, arms up, lifting that telescoping of the ribs out of the pelvis. Rising up, spread the weight over the ball of the feet. Inner thighs, top of the head to the ceiling, chin still tucked. Squeeze and lengthen through the spine, the lower back, knees tracking over the toes, shoulders back and down. Find length from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. Roll the shoulders back so you're going to squeeze between the shoulder blades. And then come up, well done. Shake out the legs, we're coming to a wide leg position and we're getting a chest opener here. So let's start with a softening in the knees, hands together. And we can breathe in and clam opens. Breathing out against some resistance together. To the other side. Now you can stay here. We're working the sides of the waist, the chest. Gets that opening stretch, or we can come further down, lengthening through the spine, more of a stretch to the backs of the legs. Open the arms wide, wide wingspan, and the breath out, control breaths. So we want to try to maintain some connection between the shoulder blades. Because if you're moving through thick tar, hands with the fingers spread, active hands. One more set, you can come down to the floor, but try not to collapse into that hand. Just use that position to get a deeper stretch in the legs. And to give you that leverage to get a little bit more chest opening. Nice deep breath in, opening. And then flowing the arm down. Bend the knees, hold the thighs, and take a nice stretch with the elbow towards the opposite knee. It's another nice way of kind of getting that traction, length in the spine. Brilliant. Toe and heel the feet in. We're going to come onto all fours and we'll be taking a gate. So I'm going to change the position of the camera. All right, so when you're ready, come to the back of your space and we'll just take a roll down, chin to chest, have a nice little sway on the way down, and we'll all meet on all fours. Knees and ankles hip distance apart, wrists directly under the shoulders. Now you can place your hands wherever they need to be to keep the shoulders nicely open. So let's take a cat-cow to kick off. Breathing in to look up, claw into the fingers. Stretch the front of the body, stick the bottom out. And breath out, chin to chest, round the back, press away from the floor, through the hands, the shins, knees, tops of the feet. And slowly come center. We're going to extend the right leg out to the side in that gate position, toes pointing forwards. Now we're going to take the side kick in Pilates. If you need to come onto your side, that's absolutely fine. So let me demonstrate here. We're going to have the left hand to the floor, I'm mirroring you. Tuck the pelvis and lift the leg. Now we're taking the leg forwards and backwards without moving the upper body. So nice, slow, they call it, Joseph Pilates named it the side kick, but we're not using momentum. We're using the stabilizing muscles of the core to keep the upper body in place. Now keep going with this leg. Option to come down to the floor and take the same movement with the leg, kind of hip distance apart, forwards and backwards. Now you'll notice straight away that there's a tendency for the upper body to become your counterbalance. So anticipate that and try and pull in a little bit more in the core. Nice deep breaths in and out of the nose. Whether you're on the floor, on the forearm, or up in the gate position, take one more and we're moving on. Quick class, we don't have time for many repetitions. So we're back in that gate position, hip over knee, and the back heel is in line with your knee. We're taking a side-to-side movement, so gliding over into your gate. Deep breath in, breathing out all the way, wiggle the hands over and reaching up and over. So without really intending to, this, when I was planning this class, it has become all about the waist toning and just reconnecting with those deep core muscles. So we're not using momentum, you want to go really slowly, feeling stretch to the sides of the body, using the core so we're not pushing ourselves up, no momentum. Give me one more set like this, and then we're going to revise that modified extended side angle. So while you do one more set, let me just remind you of that. We can lift these toes and pivot on the heel of the foot. So lift, turn, externally rotate the hip, and then the knee. So let's do that all together. Hands can be on the hips. Lift the toes, turn the kneecap and the toes up to the ceiling, and then take that side lunge, knee over the toes. Let's try that again. Lift, turn, so the hips are still to the front. This is an external rotation of your right leg. Hand can come to the floor. Okay, so that's the movement. We keep moving this foot to keep the knee tracking over the toes. So we're going to take the same movement side to side. So knee up, foot down, stretch over. We readjust, press into the heel of the foot, into our side bend. It's nice, continuous movement. Reaching over, readjusting the foot. Last two, and we'll take it to the other side. Nice inner thigh stretch here. I'm kind of leaning back on the inner knee, the inner thigh, to get a nice opening and just work a little bit deeper into that external rotation of the hip. Here the glutes are squeezed, so we avoid sticking the bottom out. Well done. We switch side, kick the other side. So just ease out the hips here, and then we'll take it to the other side. When you're ready, extend your left leg. I'm mirroring you, toes pointing forwards. Let's just take a nice little gate just to warm up on this side. Then hand to the floor, top hand on the hip, or up to the ceiling. And we take the leg forwards and backwards, but the upper body stays absolutely still. You can point the toes forwards and then flex through the ankle back. Let's keep the shoulders back and down. Make sure your neck isn't uncomfortable. You can look down at the hand. Wherever the neck's comfortable, is better. The rest of the day, we're always holding the head in a very particular place. So go nice and easy and give your neck a little bit of a break. That forest yoga I've been talking about, I think developed by Anna Forrest, they're all about letting the head hang and just taking any opportunity in your practice to let the head loll and actually allow the tension to flow out. I think that's enough work in the hip. Let's come back to our gate. We're side to side. Take the classic gate, shoulders back and down, shoulders square to the front, and breathing out, up and over the ear. Nice starburst, side to side. See if you can involve as many muscles as possible. So still spreading the hands, even active feet. So spread the toes. Brilliant, brilliant. One more of these. And then we'll take that movement, the lift, pivoting on the ball of the foot. So toes up to the ceiling, kneecap up to the ceiling, and just take a nice gingerly bending this knee, inner thigh stretch. So once you feel you've warmed up and you're ready, we can add on that side to side flow. So toes, kneecaps up to the ceiling. Reach here, we're trying to turn the ribs up to the ceiling. Lift the toes, internally rotate so we're back to the front. Lift, glide, inner thigh stretch. So if you were against a wall, we'd keep that nice alignment in the back of the body. So if we think about the back of the head being in line with the back of the pelvis, every time we're coming up and over, think about the length rather than collapsing. Feel stretch, stretch, stretch. Amazing. Last one, and then we're coming onto our bellies. Amazing. All right. Again, just allow the hips to soften out, sinking, drawing a big smile with the hips. And then we're coming onto our belly into a low cobra. So on the belly, arms out in front of you. The head will stay looking down, but you can glance up for now. Squeeze the legs together, press the pubic bone into the floor. Now, as you breathe out, squeeze the shoulder blades together and down the spine and press into the hands so that the elbows come off. Squeeze between the shoulder blades, shoulders down, pubic bone pressed into the floor, neck long, chin tucked into the neck. So we can glide down through the elbows and then press up through the hands, press through the heels of the hands to the knuckles, lengthen, so as if you're trying to drag your chest through the arms. Ease out as you lower down. Small movement, very powerful. Keep the legs zipped together, shoulders back and down, feel that squeeze, claw into the fingertips, the underside knuckles of the hand. Point the toes away, lengthen the legs and keep them squeezed together. Inner thighs strong. And lower down. One more of these and we're onto our backs. So there's a tilt in the pelvis to keep the pubic bone pressed into the mat, back and down, lengthen through the legs, claw into the fingers, draw your chest through, and lower down. You can take a child pose here, hands under the shoulders, sit back on the heels, and just take a gentle rock side to side. When you feel relieved, slowly head last to come up, flip onto your backs, arms by the side of the body, knees bent up to the ceiling. Now, let's feel the breath in as an expansion, that you're ballooning into this lower spine gap. So breathe in, fill that space, keep the shoulders relaxed, hold the breath, and as you breathe out, still feel that lengthening sense through the tailbones reaching to the back edge of your mat. Focusing on the breath, a few more pelvic tilts. Breathing in, balloon into the back of the body, that expansion of the ribs. Breathing out, ribs close. Tailbone lengthens away. Going right to the end of that exhalation. Again, breathe in, puff out. Reduce the gap in the lower spine. Breath out, keep the shoulders down, close the ribs. Press into the balls of the feet, squeeze and shrink the belly. Right to the end of the breath, feel that squeeze. Last time, focusing on the breath to elongate the lower spine. Breath out, shoulders stay back and down, pressing into the balls of the feet, lifting and spreading the toes, active from the ribs down to the pubic bone. Lengthen, squeeze in, and then take the knees into the chest. You're nearly there. All right, I had a really good class online where they were talking about Barbie doll feet. Can you see how I'm doing with my feet? I'm pointing from the ankles, but then curling the toes up when I bend. You know how Barbie dolls, the feet are set to be in high heels. So let's have those toes, and these can be bent or straight. And the rationale for this is you can really feel strength across the balls of the feet. Back to that breath, remember you can bend the knees at any point. So breathe in, puff out the lower back so you feel that imprint. Pause. And as you breathe out, shoulders stay back and down, close the ribs and press the balls of the feet up to the ceiling. So feel that stretch of the backs of the legs into the balls of the feet. This is still possible with knees bent. It's an active force up through the balls of the feet. Breathe in, expansion, puff out the lower back. Breathing out, press as if there's a weight on the ball of the feet. And imprint the lower spine without arching in the upper back. Twice more. Breathe in, imprint the spine. Breathe out, further imprint the spine. Lengthen through the tailbone and feel the activity right into the balls of the feet. If your core's not shaking now, squeeze more. Last one. Deep breath in, imprint the spine, keeping the shoulders down, all the work from the ribs down. Breathe out, close the ribs together, tummy bottom back to the spine, spine into the mat. Almost feel like the sit bones are lifting because of the pressure through the balls of the feet. And then hug the knees into the chest. Well done. Little rock on the spine. We're going to take an Uppanasana, half Uppanasana flow side to side. Hold one knee into the chest and press through the ball of the other foot. If you can, keep those Barbie doll feet going, and you can feel that separation of the feet. Breathing in to switch, breathing out, other knee into the chest, press through the ball of the foot. And let's flow side to side. If you can, go up to that extended position to the ceiling as you breathe in, breath out, other knee to chest. Like you're pressing that wall in front of you through the balls of the feet, but keep that length in the front of the foot. Very active in the feet. I also come across this position in the feet with some myofascial release exercises. By placing the feet in this position, we can start to target deeper levels of muscle. So where muscle attaches to soft tissue, getting closer to the bone and getting more release of tension through the body. So really press into the balls of the feet, but keep the toes curled up. Last one. Evening yourself out left and right. Last side. Nice stretch and drawing in, and then take both knees into the chest, full Apanasana, wind relieving posture. Little rock on the spine, and then we're going to take mirrored capital D shapes on the ceiling with the knees. Hold the knees, open the knees wide, press away from you, inner thigh stretch, and then up the center line of the body. And changing direction. So we press the knees away, down the center line of the body, allow the knees to fall out wide, use the hands to draw the knees up towards the armpits, inner thigh stretch, belly pressure here. Great, spinal twist. Let's hook one knee over the other. It's hard to see black leggings. Hook one knee over, arms out wide, and drop the knees to one side. Now, I inadvertently found a great spine release because I was following a video on YouTube, I guess, and it was in the spinal twist. So make sure whichever leg is on top, you're leaning, you're tipping over to the other side. And the video must have frozen part way, and I ended up in this lying twisted position for far longer than I should have done, or than the video intended. And I actually found after 2 or 3 minutes that it was lovely for my upper back. I suppose this is all part of the yin yoga tradition, holding a posture and allowing the body to soften into it, relax. So here we're getting that rotation for the spine. Maybe a little bit of a hip stretch with the top hip. We're working a little bit of a pec stretch here. And the head, if you place the head wherever it's comfortable, sometimes as we say to take the gaze in the direction of the upstretched hand, but actually if you look in the other direction, you're getting a neck stretch. So feel free to just find a way into the stretch, which feels nice for you. Last breath on this side, and then we'll slowly unwind. Unfortunately, we don't have time to do a yin stretch here, but slowly draw the knees in, switch the cross in the legs, and drop the knees to the other side. So again, I invite you to turn the head to face the direction the knees are pointing in, and just see if that has a nice impact on the back shoulder there. We have the palms facing up, but you want to pause and release. Notice if you're clenching anywhere in the body, and just allow heaviness to seep into the body and start to feel that deeper imprint into the mat. So if you do have any niggles in your neck, shoulders, upper back, I really encourage you to take this spinal twist, any of the variations of spinal twist that we do in our classes, and just relax into it for maybe 2 whole minutes. And then you can report back to me if you feel that's been beneficial. But I found a huge difference in how my shoulders felt. We're pressed for time, so just take a last nice deep breath in and out of the nose before slowly unwinding. Take both knees into the chest, have a little rock on the spine, and we'll meet sitting up. When you're ready, cross-legged position. Right hand to the floor, left arm up and over, and then stretch on the side. Just to waken you up if you got a little bit sleepy, into a twist, opposite hand to knee, swivel around, long neck, long spine. Up and over to the other side. Hand to opposite knee. Bring out the waist. Coming center, last of all, change the cross in your feet. We come to a forward fold. Pace the hands forward, chin to chest. Sway your way down. Pause for a moment. Enjoy that stretch in the hips. The rest. Blood to the face. Head last to come up. Pace the hands back. Roll the shoulders back and down, fingers pointing away. Your counter stretch, puff out the chest and let semicircle through the neck. A little massage for the back of the neck there. Turn the head side to side. Puff out the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Stay there for a moment. And believe it or not, that's half an hour gone. Maybe